Good morning, it's Thursday, and I gotta show you guys one thing. That was kind of a surprise to me. So I know that you guys have seen the bathroom, but what you haven't seen is this enormous tub. Look at this thing. It's huge. Like there's this 18-inch lip on it. It's awesome. So I think it was definitely meant as a soaking tub, and they just added a shower to it. So anyway, I'm about to head to the church. Be a little bit later than 9. What are you gonna do? See you over there. We are at the church, or I'm at the church, and no one's here to let me in. I have an alarm code, but in addition to a key, you need a key fob or a little device that you wave by the sensor, and it unlocks the magnetic lock. So I have texted somebody to see if they can come let me in, so I can get working. What I'm going to do first when I get inside is I'm going to walk you through all the stuff that I did yesterday that I didn't show you. Show you the wireless mic receivers and show you the... Well, I talked about the drawers, but I didn't show them to you. So that's what I'll do, and then I'll get working on video and lighting today. I got some cables we kind of ran them temporarily to get a camera working, so I need to rerun those properly. And then we're missing an SDI cable from camera 1, which is the first robotic camera. So I have to go digging under the booth to go find that because it's somewhere in that mass of cables. So, and while I'm down there, I'll probably dress those cables as well as I can. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be working on the iPads, the iPad minis, to get those programmed and get those working and hopefully installed today, so that when you walk into a dark sanctuary, you can actually turn on the house lights and the stage lights from the iPads. So, and then I got to see how that works with the ETC controller to see which one takes precedence and that kind of thing. So it's gonna be a busy day, and I got here a little bit later, so I'm gonna stay a little bit later. I am getting a little concerned. I haven't been able to get in touch with my electricians to finish up the TV system and the security camera system, so that's a little worrisome. I mean, yeah, we can do it next week, but it'd be nice to have at least confirmation of when they're going to be here and all that. So we'll see what happens. So that's it for now. All right, we're back in, and as promised, I will show you. I'm going to start with the drawer first. So let me get this organized here. As you can see here, that screw is totally stripped. But the bigger issue is that you can see that these are not lining up. And that's probably because it wasn't this bad, honestly. It's because I should be in that hole, the second one, and I was in such a hurry to get these drawers back in so they could have their service that I just didn't bother with it. So I think what we need to do is, you can see that on this bottom drawer, it's on the very, very bottom, and it lines up. So once I get this screw out, then that'll drop down to that, bottom one, and that should line up all the way up. The only issue is whether the drawer will actually clear this this lip here when it's all the way down. So we'll see about that. My phone's ringing, so I'm going to take a break before I show you the next stuff. Alright, so we're back by the stage rack, and first thing I'm going to show you is actually the top of the rack, which is now an antenna farm. So these are the antennas that were mounted in here. No, down there. Okay, so you can see here that these are now empty. So we've got all of those up here. That's the top of the fan with the vent fans just to suck out hot air. So I'll make all this look pretty later. And then these are the extension cables for the lectern mic antennas. And as you can see, they are male BNC, which is great, but so are the antennas themselves. Come on, focus. Thank you. So what I need is a female to female BNC connector, which is what that is. So let me see if I can figure out how to show you how this works. Surprisingly difficult to do. Tell you what, I'm going to put you up here and try not to knock the camera off. Alright, so if you've never worked with BNC, it's a locking connector. So you have these little nubs. There's one right there. So you can see it sticking out there. Okay, and then on the BNC connector here, on the side here, you have these little channels. So I'm not sure how. So you see the little indentations there. That's where the nubs go in. And then on the side here, it comes in, and then this twists and locks in. So I'll see if I can't show you how that works. So you twist, it goes in, and you should be able to see that right there. And if I twist, whoops, twist, that locks in. That's got to get locked in, and now it doesn't matter how hard I pull on it, it's not coming out. So that's one of the advantages of BNCs. That's why we like them. As far as, so BNC is a connector. As far as cabling, generally you use RG59 or RG6, which is pretty much the same as a coax cable. No functional difference. And what makes an SDI cable is the signal that you're sending through it. SDI is a signal, not a cable. So a lot of people will use those interchangeably, but you need to understand the difference between the actual cable designation, the connector designation, and the signal designation. So hopefully that is a little helpful. And if you already knew that, great. If you didn't and you're still confused, comment below and ask me for a different explanation. So anyway, I'm going to get going on mounting these antennas for the lectern mic to the top of the rack here, and then I've got the drawers to fix, and then I'm going to get going on video and lighting stuff. So I'll bring you along for the ride. This is what we were trying to deal with on the rack drawer down there. And what actually happened is when they were installing the rack drawers, my bit on my impact driver actually sheared, and part of it is still in that screw. So we did get it out, and I also discovered that I can't fix the drawer problem because the rails on either side, very similarly to these rails, were actually just off. They're about 1/8 of an inch off from each other, but it's enough that I can't get the screws on the left side of the drawer to go into the holes that they need to go in. My suspicion is that the boxes themselves, so these, very nice looking boxes that they built, are not quite square to each other. I think that they're all kind of, so if this is level, I think they're all just a little out of whack, but out of whack enough that I can't square up the drawers and mount it like it's supposed to be. So I'm going to move on. What am I going to do? I'm going to go fishing for cables. I need to find the camera cable for that camera 1, and I need to fish it through up and connect it to the switcher. And then I also have to deal with the cable mess that is back here, and I will show you what that looks like. It's down underneath this access hatch, so I'll show you what that looks like when I get it out. So this is the cable craziness below the booth, and at this point there's not going to be any untangling any of that, so I'm just gonna shove it out of the way and out of sight. But note to self for next time: untangle as you go. Make this part of the process a lot easier. So what I get to work on now is cable dressing the back of the video and lighting rack, which currently looks like that. Yeah. And then after that, at some point I'll make it over here to the back of the audio rack. In comparison, that is going to be a cakewalk compared to this. This is probably going to take me a good portion of the rest of the day. So, yay. Alright, lunchtime. It's about 2:30 on Thursday, and I am off to Fry's again. It occurred to me that it would probably be faster for me to rewire that video and lighting rack than it would be to try and organize as things were plugged in. So all the HDMIs are unplugged, the projectors are unplugged. It's kind of a big mess right now, and it also occurred to me that getting some shorter HDMI cables would probably help in me getting stuff organized. So I'm still not sold on that. I'm not sure that that's the way to go, but I also need zip ties and more cable ties. So probably in the next 2 minutes here I'll make a final decision, because there's a Home Depot on the way to Fry's. So, and Fry's is, it takes a while to get there. So, that's time I could otherwise be working. So, anyway, I'm also going to grab some lunch while I'm out. And good news, my electricians are going to be around this evening. So, that makes me happy that things are going to at least start getting done in terms of the TVs and the cameras. So I'm also going to attempt to put up a couple TVs today before I leave this evening, so you know, quite a bit left to do before I call it a day, and you know, that clock's ticking, so I'm gonna do what I can to get her done. So you guys remember when I said I had a mess? This is what I meant. All those cables have to go back in there. Yeah, exactly. And I'm also not having any luck finding that third camera cable. It's kind of distressing. So we're done for another day. It's closing in on 9. I know, I said that I was gonna not work as hard or as long, and I'm not, really. But I did manage to get one of the TVs up. Unfortunately, it's not receiving signal, so I have to go chase that tomorrow. So I have a plan on how I'm gonna do that. Don't know if it's gonna work, but we'll see. Something else I'll show you that I did in relation to the TV. Sorry, it's down in a dark hallway. So the communication closet, as I call it, is right here. So this is all of our coax going out to the TVs and coming in from the booth. So I call it up there, and it's going into a 1x8. And I'm not entirely sure if I got the right cable for the input. One of the things I'm going to be checking tomorrow. But I also have to get those iPad minis working. Got to make that a priority just so I can get those off of my plate. So for now, I'm going to go hit up a Walmart and pick up some almond milk so I can have my smoothies in the morning. I can save money. So, oh yeah, and I kind of cable dressed. I did cable dress the video rack. I'm not going to show it to you because it really doesn't look that much better. It's just a lot of cables. And I didn't want to take the time to re-terminate them, you know, cut them to length and re-terminate, so. Starting to wear on me. Not sure if you can hear that, but it's the worship team practicing. So, I'm going to leave now. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.